Is Al Horford really ready to say goodbye to the NBA? Or are we about to witness one of the most underrated plot twists of the upcoming offseason? That question hangs in the air, like a last-second three-pointer. It could be the end, or it could change everything. While the national spotlight was on the NCAA championship, something subtle, almost invisible, was unfolding in the stands. There he was, Al Horford, the Celtics veteran, present, wearing the Florida Gators colors with the same fire in his eyes from when he hoisted the college trophy years ago. But it wasn't just about nostalgia. This wasn't some sentimental trip down memory lane. It felt more like a silent interview, a non-verbal statement, a message for those who knew how to listen. And then came the unexpected, a single line, a whisper, but with the weight of a full-blown announcement. When approached by reporter John Fanta, Horford casually dropped this bomb. "I know I'll be playing against Walter Clayton Jr. next season. Maybe he'll be with us." Hold on, read that again. Maybe he'll be with us. That's not just a throwaway line. That's chess. That's a knight moving 2 squares forward, right into the heart of the board. And here's where the analysis gets juicy. That sentence sounds more like a calculated hint than a casual comment. I mean, why would a veteran supposedly on the verge of retirement talk about a rookie like a future teammate? And more importantly, why use "we" as if he's still in the Celtics' plans? Horford isn't just flirting with the idea of staying. He's sketching the blueprint of his next role, mentor and essential piece in Boston's quiet transition. Let's break out the numbers, the facts, the part that shatters, the narrative of a sentimental farewell. Horford is 38. Yes, he's won, he's lost, he's been overlooked, and he's been clutch. But look again, over the past few weeks, his impact has been undeniable. Statistically, he's among the most efficient players on the team. His plus-minus, top 3 on the roster. That doesn't happen by accident. That doesn't happen if you're just clocking in minutes. And his three-point shooting? One of the best stretches of his entire career. In a league where shooters are gold, Horford is thriving, not fading. He's not dragging himself across the court. He's performing. And that brings us to one of the spiciest comparisons of the EA moment. LeBron James, nearly 40, still the axis of his team. So why would Al Horford be the exception? Are we underestimating the longevity of a player who was never overly reliant on athleticism to be relevant? The real question isn't, is Horford retiring? It's, why would he retire now? And more, could the Boston Celtics be eyeing an unlikely but potentially powerful duo in Horford and Walter Clayton Jr., the point guard who's caught Brad Stevens' attention with his pick-and-roll mastery and floor spacing ability? Take a deep breath, because we're about to step into murkier waters. Should the Celtics rebuild part of their bench around Horford and Clayton Jr.? Sounds risky? Sounds conservative? That depends on your perspective. On paper, it's unconventional. A 38-year-old and a rookie with 0 NBA experience anchoring the second unit of a title contender. But in practice, it could be a masterstroke. Horford has already shown he can play like a starter disguised as a bench player, a silent pillar. And Clayton Jr., despite coming from the college ranks, brings traits that fit Boston's system: maturity, vision, and a reliable shot. Would you trust Horford to lead the front court in a Game 6 of the playoffs? I bet you would. And if there's one franchise that knows how to get the most out of veterans while developing young talent at the same time, it's the Boston Celtics. Look at what they've done with Derek White. Look at Sam Hauser's leap. Why not replicate the formula with a new rookie and a familiar anchor? But what if Horford wants to leave? That's a possibility. The market could tempt him. Teams looking for leadership, defense, and shooting will always make room for a player like Horford. But that comment, "maybe he'll be with us," speaks volumes. If it's up to him, his future is still green. And maybe that's the smoothest play of them all, making the world think he's stepping away while quietly sowing the seeds of his next chapter. Horford doesn't just want to play, he wants to be part of the evolution, the bridge between a glorious past and a promising future. But is Brad Stevens really hearing what Horford is saying between the lines? That's the real question. So here's a final provocation. Would it be wrong to draft Walter Clayton Jr.? not just for his raw talent, but for what he could learn under Horford's wing. Because sometimes, the success of a draft pick isn't just about the player's stats. It's about the environment he lands in, and having Horford as a mentor might just be the best start a rookie could dream of. What do you think? Should the Celtics double down on this unlikely pairing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned, because this offseason, it's only getting started. Walter Clayton Jr. had a March Madness run, worthy of a documentary. He was an offensive force, averaging 22.3 points per game with an incredible 44% from three. In other words, he's exactly the kind of player Joe Mazzulla dreams about. And more than that, he has that clutch factor that separates the good from the great. In the game against Houston, the tournament's most suffocating defense, Clayton read the court like a seasoned pro. He was patient, moved the ball, drew double teams, and in the end hit dagger after dagger. He's got the instinct, the poise, the confidence, and now he might also have Al Horford's blessing. The comparison to Shabazz Napier, another March Madness breakout name, does make sense. But I'd go even further. Clayton Jr. looks more polished, more consistent, with a sharper feel for the game. And honestly, that's exactly the kind of player Brad Stevens falls in love with. Just look at Baylor Shireman, drafted late, in the first round with little fanfare, and now a valuable part of the rotation. Walter Clayton Jr. could follow that same path. But here's the uncomfortable question no one wants to ask. Will Clayton even fall to the 28th pick? It's unlikely. His performance in the tournament made noise. Lottery-level noise. If the Celtics truly want to land him, they might need to trade up in the draft, which could mean parting ways with key assets. Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, or someone even more significant. Would you trade a solid contributor of the present for a high upside prospect? Because that's the kind of gamble Boston might be staring down, and it's the kind of choice that defines dynasties. If Walter Clayton Jr. is available, Boston needs to take the risk. His ceiling is too high, and with Horford still in the locker room, one of the league's most respected veterans, the environment is tailor-made for his growth. Now imagine this scene. Jason Tatum brings the ball up. Horford sets the screen. Clayton Jr. finds his spot on the perimeter and bang, three-pointer. The garden erupts. And the Celtics once again prove their ability to rebuild before they even age. The future might be unfolding right before our eyes. And it could start with two simple letters. D for draft. Now it's up to you. Should Boston bet on Walter Clayton Jr. in the draft? Or should they look for a different profile? Maybe someone more physical, more defensive-minded? And what about Horford? Should he suit up for one more season? Or is it finally time to fully hand the keys to the next generation? Let's talk about it.